Good afternoon, all the base par first students. Today we can start the first topic, that is bryophytes. In bryophytes, it can include the general characters, classification and economic importance of bryophytes, then life cycle of the bryophytes, that is life cycle of the Funaria, life cycle of the Rexia. These are the two types. They can be also included in your BSc first syllabus during the first semester. The bryophytes, it is a Greek word, and bryon means moss and phyta means the plants. The bryophytes are the moss-like plants, or they are generally called as mosses. And these plants, these are the group of the simplest and primitive group of the plants. They can include the non-vascular plants. The bryophytes, they are the non-vascular plants. Non-vascular plants. Non-vascular means they does not show the vascular tissues. In these plants, the vascular tissues like the xylem and phloem, they are totally absent, and such plants, they are called as non-vascular plants. And bryophytes, they does not show the vascular tissues, therefore they are called as non-vascular plants. The bryophytes, they are placed in between the thallophytes and pteridophytes. They are in between the thallophytes and the pteridophytes. These plants consist of the about 960 genera and about 2400 species. They can include 960 genera and 2400 species. They can be distributed all over the world. As concerned the general characters of the bryophytes, that is they can grow in various habitat. As concerned to the habit, the bryophytes, they can grow generally in moist, damp places, as well as they can also grow in the swamps. And most of the bryophytes, they are terrestrial. Then they are aquatic. Some are the epiphytic. Bryophytes, they are terrestrial, aquatic, epiphytic, and they are also the saprophytic. Terrestrial means they can grow on the land. Aquatic, the bryophytes, they can grow in water also. Epiphytic, they can grow on the tree trunks as well as bark of the trees, like the several mosses as well as Funaria, then sphagnum moss. They are the epiphytic one. Some species of the Rexia, as that is Rexia plutansicum, it is a aquatic one. Then many of them are terrestrial. Majority of them are terrestrial, and some are the saprophytic. Saprophytic means they can grow on the dead matters of the forest floor as well as the decaying woods of the forest. In that places, the bryophytes, they are grown. They are called as the saprophytes. And the example of the saprophytic fungus is the Buxbaumia. And the name of that the Minacate. This species, it is a saprophytic bryophytes. It can grow on the decaying woods of the forest plant, and therefore they are called as saprophytic bryophytes. It can include the Buxbaumia menacate. Then they can also generally grows in the moist shady places, and they can prefer the shady place. Most of the species of the mosses, they can grow as the epiphytic. The example of the epiphytic one, that is the sphagnum moss. Sphagnum, it is the moss, and it can grow as a epiphyte. Then Bonaria, it is also the epiphyte. It can grow on the tree barks as well as trunks of the plants. They can grow on the other plants. Then many species, they are aquatic. Some they can grow on the rocks, and therefore bryophytes, they can grow in the variety of habitats, that is terrestrial, aquatic, epiphytic as well as saprophytic ones. And the bryophytes, they are generally known as the amphibians of the plant kingdom. They are known as amphibians of plant kingdom. Bryophytes are called as amphibians of plant kingdom because they can grow in the moist places, and they can require water for its fertilization. For this purpose, the bryophytes, they are called as the amphibians of the plant kingdom. Then the vegetative structure of these plants, the vegetatively, the plant shows vegetative structure, that is the gametophyte. The gametophytic plant body, it is a dorsiventrally flattened, and the gametophytic plant body, it can also shows the bryophytes, it can also shows the two phases. One is the gametophyte, and another, it is the sporophyte. The gametophytic plant body, it is a haploid one, but it is a independent. Gametophytic plant body, it is a haploid, and the sporophytic plant body, it is a diploid one. It can depends on the gametophyte. The bryophyte life cycle can take place in two alternating generations. One is the gametophytic phase and another is the sporophytic phase. The gametophytic phase, it is a haploid, sporophytic phase is a diploid one, and life cycle can be also takes place in two alternating phases, that is haploid and diploid. The gametophytic phase, it is a green, independent, and sporophytic phase, it can depends on the gametophyte, but it is a diploid one. Sporophytic phase, it is a short-lived. Gametophytic phase, it can live a longer period, and the sporophytic phase, it can completely depends on the gametophytic phase. Then the gametophytic phase is a prostrate one. Prostrate means the सरपटत वाढणारे, असे जमिनीलगत असणारे, त्याला आपण प्रोस्ट्रेट म्हणतो. गॅमेटोफायटिक फेज, इट इज अ प्रोस्ट्रेट वन. It is a dorsiventrally flattened thalloid plant body, can be also found in the primitive bryophytes. That is an example of the primitive bryophytes. Primitive bryophytes, that is example is the Rixia martensia. In that, they can show the prostrate plant body. The plant body, it can grow prostrate, as well as they can attach it to the surface. They are called as prostrate, and Some advanced bryophytes, the plant body, it is the erect one, erect plant body, and example is the Funaria. Funaria hygrometrica is the example of the erect bryophytes, and they can grow erectly. And the plant body, it does not show the true roots. True roots are absent, instead of which rhizoids are present. And the rhizoids, they are of the two types. In case of the some bryophytes, the only one type of rhizoids are present, and in some bryophytes, the two types of rhizoids are present, and that is the smooth walled rhizoids, smooth walled rhizoids, and another one, that is the tuberculate rhizoids. In case of the Rixia as well as Martensia, the two types of rhizoids are present, the smooth walled rhizoids and tuberculated rhizoids. The plant body, in case of the Rixia as well as Martensia, in that the plant body is like that. It can show the dichotomous branching. Then these are the rhizoids, they can be also present, and this is the dichotomous branching. Dichotomous branching is also present, then apical notch is also present, like that. Such structure it is found in the bryophyte like the Rixia as well as Martensia. It is a prostrate one. Then it can show the two types of rhizoids, that is smooth walled rhizoids and tuberculated rhizoids. The smooth walled rhizoids, these rhizoids, they are unicellular, and their inner wall, it is a smooth. While in case of the tuberculated rhizoids, in their inner walls, they can show the peg-like projections to their inner walls, and such rhizoids, they are called as the tuberculated rhizoids, and these are called as the smooth rhizoids and the tuberculated rhizoids. But the function of these two rhizoids is similar, that is the attachment or anchoring the plant to the substratum and absorption of water and minerals. The function of both the rhizoids is similar, but in some bryophytes only one type of rhizoids is also present. They are unicellular as well as unicellular, and the two types of rhizoids, that is smooth walled rhizoid and tuberculated rhizoid, they are also present in the bryophytes. Then internally, the thallus or the plant body, they can be also shows the two different regions, that is upper photosynthetic region and the lower storage region, they can be also present. The photosynthetic region, they contains the photosynthetic cells, and on the basis of their function, that is the such structure, they can be also present. And the upper region, it is the photosynthetic region, and lower region, it is the storage region. In some bryophytes, all the bryophyte does not show these such two regions. Only few bryophytes, they can show the upper region, it is the photosynthetic region, and lower region, it is the storage region. In case of the Rixia as well as Martensia, the such two regions are present, and at the lower side there is the rhizoids, they can be also formed. While in other bryophytes, they does not show the such two photosynthetic regions. All these cells, they are similar in shape and size, they can be also found. Then next part, that is the reproduction. The plant body, the bryophytes, it can reproduce by the generally two methods: vegetative reproduction and the sexual reproduction. All the bryophytes, they can reproduce by the two methods: that is vegetative reproduction and the sexual reproduction. Vegetative reproduction, the reproduction can be takes place by the vegetative parts, and the vegetative reproduction it can includes the tubers, then fragmentation, then vegetative reproduction by the gymic, vegetative reproduction by the adventitious branches. Vegetatively, the bryophytes they can reproduce by these various methods, that is vegetative reproduction by tubers, fragmentation, then gymic, by adventitious branches, as well as in Rixia the vegetative reproduction can be takes place by the rhizoids also. So these are the methods of vegetative reproduction. Then sexual reproduction, the sexual reproduction it is a oogamous type of reproduction. Sexual reproduction it is a oogamous type of reproduction. The sex organs are formed. The sex organ, that is the male sex organ, it is called as the antheridium, and the female sex organ it is called as the archegonium. Sexual reproduction is oogamous type. The sex organs they are antheridium and archegonium, that is male reproductive organ antheridium, female reproductive organ it is called archegonium, and both these sex organs they are embedded in the gametophytic tissue of the thallus. And then after the formation of the sex organs, the sex organ like the antheridium it is a globose structure, it is oval in shape, and each antheridium it has the short stalk, then the body it is called as the jacket. Inner side of that there is a presence of the spermatogenous cells, or it is known as the androgonial cells. They are also formed, and this is the structure of the antheridium. Each antheridium they having the stalk and the globose, that is body of the antheridium, and this body of the antheridium it contains the androgonial mother cell. They can metamorphose and form the spermatozoids, and they can be embedded in such a thallus. On that thallus there are these midrib is also present, and on that midrib these such sex organs they can be also formed, that is antheridia and archegonia. While in case of the other bryophytes, that is erect bryophytes, the sex organs they are formed at the tip of the plants, that is in case of the mosses, that is in case of the Bonaria, the sex organs they are formed here at the top of these plants, and they can form in clusters, or that is in groups. Then they can show the sex organ antheridium and archegonium. Archegonium it is the flask shaped structure. Then it can show the two parts. The basal one it is a rounded one, it is called as the venter, and upper elongated portion it is called as the neck of the archegonium. Then the neck contains the neck canal cells, and venter contains the egg also. Egg, then venter canal cell is also present, and at upper side there is the cover cell is also present. So these are the sex organs, that is antheridium and the archegonium. This is the archegonium, this is the antheridium. Then after maturation of these sex organs, then fertilization can be takes place, And when during the fertilization for the bryophytes, water is essential, and when water is present at that time, fertilization can be takes place. And fertilization, it is the process of the union of the male and female gametes, that is the egg and spermatozoids. Then during the fertilization, when water is present at that time, the spermatozoids, they having the flagellas, and these spermatozoids, many spermatozoids, they can gather near the neck of the archegonium. Then they can touches to the neck of the archegonium when water is present, and at that time, in that water currents, these spermatozoids, they can come near the tip of the archegonium. And at the time of fertilization, when water is present, the water, they can enters into the neck of the archegonium, it can reaches, and when water enters inside that, then neck canal cells and ventral canal cells, they get disintegrate, and by the disintegration of the neck canal cells and ventral canal cells, they can form the open passage. And then this substance, sugary substance is formed. Then the inner content, when they can form the passage, and then inner material, they can becomes outside, and they can contain sugary substance, and this spermatozoid, they can attract by the sugary substance. They can, this spermatozoid already, which can be swim around the neck of the archegonium, they can enter into this passage and reaches towards the egg, and then the sperm egg of the archegonium and the spermatozoid nucleus, they get fuses, and the diploid zygote is formed in the center of the archegonium. And this diploid zygote, it can redivides, and then form this sporophyte. And this sporophyte, which is formed in bryophytes, it is also different in different bryophytes. In some bryophytes, it can shows foot, seta and capsule, while in some it can shows only capsule is also formed in some bryophytes. That is in case of the Rexia, only capsule can be also formed, and it contains the spores and spore tetrads. While in case of the Martensia, the sporophyte, it can shows the foot, seta and the capsule, and the foot, it is bulbous, seta, it is present in between the foot and capsule contains the spores and elaters. While in other bryophyte, that is in Anthoceros, the only capsule and foot is present, seta is replaced by the meristematic region. While in case of the erect bryophyte, that is in Funaria, the sporophyte, it can shows the complicated structure, that is foot, seta and the capsule, they can be also formed in Funaria also. And the capsule, it can contain the spores and elaters, and these spores, after maturation of the spores, the capsule, it can dehisce, and the spores, they can be liberated outside. Then these spores, which can be liberated outside, they get suitable substratum, they germinate, and by germination, they can forms the again the gametophytic plant can be also formed. And the life cycle of the bryophytes, it can be takes place in two alternating generation. One is the gametophytic phase, and another is the sporophytic generation. The gametophytic generation, it is green, haloid and independent, while the sporophytic generation, it is the dependent, it can depends on the gametophytic plant body, that is the gametophytic plant body, which can bears the sex organs, that is archegonium and the antheridium. And the archegonium and antheridium, they can shows the antheridium, it contains the sperm, then archegonium, it contains the egg and sperm, they can unite, and the fertilization can be occurs, and the product of fertilization, that is zygote is formed, then zygote divides, redivides, and they can form the sporophyte, and sporophyte it contains the spore mother cell, and then this spore mother cell it can divide meiotically, they forms the spores, and these spores they can germinate. In some bryophytes they can form the protonema, that is in Funaria, and while in other bryophytes, that is in Riccia, Martensia, and Anthoceros, the spores germinate and directly they form the gametophyte. While in case of the Funaria, the spores germinate and they form the protonema, that is the young plant is also formed, and later on this protonema it can grows and forms the gametophytic plant. And in this way the life cycle of the bryophytes it can be takes place in two alternating generation. One is the gametophyte generation and another is the sporophytic generation. Gametophyte generation it is the haploid one, and sporophytic generation it is a diploid one. And the life cycle can be take place in two alternating generation. One is the gametophytic generation and the sporophytic generation. In bryophytes, the gametophyte generation it is a haploid, it is a independent, while the sporophytic generation it is dependent and it is a diploid one, and that is there is the zygote and the sporophyte can be also formed. So these are the general characters of the bryophytes. Okay, today we can stop here now.